Hello everyone, welcome to ArtPress online class. My name is Shodimo Kenny and today we will be drafting our pattern. Now today we are going to focus on our back bodice pattern. Now this pattern drafting has already been converted to inches. We've taken our measurements in inches, we've taken our proportions. Now it is time to draft our pattern. Now the first part we're going to do is our back bodice. So now, let us assume this is the edge of our pattern paper here, omitting this, just from this red line here. Now we're going to shift it away from our pattern paper just about 2 inches. You measure 2 inches from here to this point. Now I'm going to use my long ruler. To ensure I have a straight line. Okay, so here I have 2 inches. 2 inches away from my pattern paper. Now, the first measurement we are going to deal with is a proportion. The proportion which is 0.0 cb. That's the first proportion we are going to deal with. Now, the bust size I'm using here is a bust size 35. I'm using a bust size 35 inches. Now, for bust size 35, the proportions are 0.0, 1.8, then back neck width is 2.5 inches, the depth of armhole is 8.18 inches, the back hop is 2 inches, the dart is 2.5 inches, and the armhole approximation is 16 inches 3/8. So now the first proportion we are using is our 0.0 cb. Now this proportion is used on the back bodice right here. So that is 1/1/8. So I'm going to measure from my ruler 1/1/8 from the edge of my pattern paper right here. 1/1/8 on my ruler, and I mark it 1/1/8, and I'll mark it and connect the lines like this. That's my 0.0 cb, which is also going to serve as my neck line, So now this is my 0.0 cb. The next line which I'll be drafting is my shoulder line. Now for my shoulder line, it is a fixed proportion. Your shoulder line is 1 cm below 0.0 cb. Now this is very important for you to understand. Every other measurement that we're going to take on our back bodies is going to be taken from our 0.0. You won't take your measurement here. So you take it from your 0.0 cb. Now the shoulder line is 1 cm, 1 inches below. 1 inches below. This is going to be your shoulder line. 1 inches below your 0.0. And this is my shoulder line. I'm going to connect it together like this. So that gives me my shoulder line. The next line I'm going to be getting is my bust line. My bust line, and my bust line is going to be gotten, we are going to get it by using our proportion, which is our depth of armhole, also known as our underarm point, and also we call it our bust line. Our depth of armhole for a bust size 35 inches is 8.1/8. 8 inches 1/8. So I'm going to measure from my 0.0 cb all the way to 8.1/8, and then I'll mark it here. That is 8.1/8. Now the next line I want to get is my central back length to waist. Central back length to waist for this particular bust size is 15 to 8 inches. So I'm also going to take that measurement from my 0.0 right here all the way to 15 inches to 2/8. 15 inches to 8. So I'm going to write it here, 15 inches to 8. Now the other measurement I'm going to take is also known as my hip measurement, my hip line measurement. So because we're dealing with the lines now, my hip line falls between 8 to about 9 inches. 8 to about 9 inches, but for the purpose of this pattern, we are going to be making use of 8.5 inches. 8.5 inches. 8.5 inches, that is the average size. So it's 8.5 inches below your waistline. 8.5 inches below your waistline. Okay, so the last measurement that we are going to get is our X back line. Our X back line. Now you know we didn't take that measurement. Now your X back line is determined by your bust line. Now what you do is you take your bust line measurement, excuse me, which is 818 for this particular bust size. So 818, we divide it by 2. We divide it by 2. 1/8 divided by 2, you get 4 inches. You get 4 inches. So because you know it is 818, we're going to approximate it to 8 to 8. So we'll be able to divide, we're able to make use of it. So it's going to give us 1/8 because we know we can't divide 1/8 now. So that's going to give us 1/8. So your across back line is determined by your depth of armhole proportion, which is also called your bust line, and that is going to give us your across back measurement. So we have 4 inches 1/8. Remember, you will take this measurement. You take this measurement from your point 0 CB. So we have 1/8 here, and we also have 1/8. I'm sure a lot of you will be wondering why I didn't extend my bust line, my across back, my bust line, my waistline, and my hip line like I did with the others. Now I'm going to show you why I didn't do that after I connect my across back line. So this is 1/8. Now for this particular 3 lines, we are going to extend it to the central front. We are assuming this is going to be our front bodice side, and this is our central front, and this is known as our central back right here. So we are going to extend that line. So we are going to ensure that it is a straight line. Now I have 1/8. But don't forget, if you measure 1/8 here, it's going to be short. The line is not going to be straight. We are going to have a slant line. So what we do is, remember, we brought it down by how many inches? We brought it down by 1/8. So whatever we are doing, we are going to add 1/8 to the front bodice. We are going to add 1/8 to the front bodice. So here I have 1/8 plus 1 inches 1/8, which is going to give me 9 inches to 8. So I'm going to mark 9 inches to 8 here. Okay, so we have 9 inches to 8. Now for the central back length waist, we have 15 inches to 8 plus 1 1/8. That's going to give us 16 inches 3/8. So you measure from the edge of your pattern paper, 16 inches 1/8. You mark it, and then you go down from your central back length waist, 8.5 inches, which is going to be your hip line, and then we are going to connect these lines together. Okay, so watch now, the line is going to be really straight, or like if you miss this particular step, you will definitely observe, oh, it's this way, that the line is not going to be straight. So okay, our marker is misleading. Okay, here, the next line. And then the hip line. Okay, thank you. Alright, so the reason this is like this is because when you put on a dress, you join it, when you're joining the side seam, usually you join the hip line. If it's not a peplum skirt, you join the hip side seam together, you join the waist side seam together all the way to the bust to the bust line side seam. You join it together, but you don't join your chest across chest side seam. No, you don't join it together. You don't join the shoulder seam together, obviously because of the armhole that we have. So I'm going to name our lines now. This is going to be my shoulder line. Shoulder line. This is my X back. This is my bust line. This is my waist line. This is my hip line. I'm going to write it here again. Bust line, waist line, and hip line. Okay, now the next thing we are going to do is get our points. We are going to try to get our points. Now, the first point we are going to get is our neck point. Now, to get your neck point, that's your back neck point, we are going to make use of what we call our proportion. Our proportion, that is the back neck width proportion of that particular bust size. So for this size, the back neck width proportion is 2.5, and that's the lowest you can have for an adult. That's the lowest you can go. So that's our basic neckline, which is 2.5. So you measure from the edge of your pattern paper here all the way to 2.5 inches. You mark it here at this point, and then you take it up. You take it up by just 5/8. Take it up by 5/8. Now you do this for all sizes. You take it up just 5/8 to this point. So this is where we call our neck point, our NP. That's our neck point. Now the next point we're going to get is our X back point. Now by doing that, you look at your across back measurement, which is 14.5 inches. You divide it by 2. Divided by 2, it gives you 7 to 8. 7 to 8. From the edge of your pattern paper here, you measure 7 2/8, which is here. You measure 7 2/8. You mark it here. The same 7 2/8. You mark it on your shoulder line, and you also mark it on your bust line. Now you connect these 3 lines together, straight line, and here we have our XB point. XB point. So now the next thing we are going to do is we are going to get our shoulder measurements.